and welcome back to Politics in Pajamas. Today I thought we would do a get ready with me while I kind of just go over some of the things that are going on in the news. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing, clicking the like button. It really helps me out and it's totally free on your end, so why not? So get ready with me, for those who are unfamiliar, is where I basically do my makeup on camera and then also talk to you while I'm doing it. A few people have mentioned that they really like my makeup when I actually go through the effort of doing it. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of combine those elements. I went through a phase a few years ago where I was really into makeup tutorials on YouTube, and I would like watch them for hours and hours on end, and I got really into it. And so now I've learned, just a couple things. So maybe I can help you out. So I don't know how this is gonna go because this is my first time filming a makeup video, but this is my foundation that I'm gonna use, and I'm actually gonna mix it. I like to mix because I'm like high maintenance like that. So I'm gonna put it on and show you how I do it, and we'll just kind of go through this and see how it goes. So what's going on right now is obviously the biggest thing in the news is the coronavirus. We're in the middle of a pandemic as I'm filming this. COVID-19 is kind of all over the news, and there's a lot going on, and they have somehow managed to politicize this situation, which is really depressing to me, but I wanted to talk a little bit about that. As of today, my governor in Illinois has extended our social distancing measures for another month. So I think until the end of May. I know, this looks crazy, right? You're really seeing like my intimate, look at how much my face does not match my hand because I use fake tanner on my face. You guys are really getting to know me now. All right, so then I use this is a Real Techniques blender, and then I blend everything. So anyways, people are protesting now. They're protesting the stay-at-home order by going out and like gathering in large groups, which is like exactly how you get COVID-19. And it's like, I don't know. So a lot of people are really angry at these protesters, which understandable. I promise this is all gonna blend, like this is gonna work when I'm finished. So I think liberals have fallen into this trap where it's just like really easy to demonize Trump supporters. Oh, by the way, I dyed my hair red in case you haven't noticed. This is my Corona red hairstyle. But anyways, so liberals have fallen into this trap where they are like, these people are evil, these people are idiots, these people are stupid, and I don't agree with them protesting, but I understand it. And something I think about a lot is I used to be a newspaper journalist, and I would cover like car accidents, and I would cover when people's families died, and I would have to call them and be like, your daughter just died, can I have a comment? It was rough. But people would end up like, even if they talked to me, even if they went through the whole like situation with me, a few days later, a lot of times I would get a call from a family member where they were mad at me, and they didn't always have like a clear reason for being mad at me. And it was usually just the fact that they were mad that their loved one died, and they were looking for someone to express that anger to. They were looking for a place to channel that anger. And I think that's what the protesters are doing right now. Like, they're angry. Like, I think all of us are angry. We're kind of going through a trauma phase, I would say a grief phase. Like, our society has been completely upended. A lot of things that we took for granted have been wiped out. We don't know when the end is gonna be, which I think is one of the most frustrating parts. And we feel like we have no control over the situation because we don't really have a lot of control over the situation. And when you feel like you don't have control over the situation, your like natural human reaction is to try and find a way to gain control over the situation. So for them, it's going out and protesting these social distancing orders because they can't like protest the virus. They can't just go out and like take a gun to the virus or even go protest somewhere, but they want to protest because they want to express their anger. I just want them to remember this when people like me go out and protest. Like, I went out and protested after Trump was elected, and people were like, really mean to me about it and told me I was stupid and it was pointless and that I shouldn't do it. And now they're protesting. And so I hope that they're going to remember this and like have empathy for protesters and understand where they're coming from going forward. But, you know, I'm not holding my breath. Let's be real. So now I'm going to use my favorite concealer. This is a Tarte Shape Tape. So we're on this stay-at-home order, and they are trying to figure out what to do about the economy, because I took some notes here. In the last like month, this is how you contour, by the way. In the last month, like 26 million people have lost their jobs. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just like, my brain can't process that. So the only reaction that I can have is to like, I don't know how to have a reaction to that. Like, how do you react to that? Like, it's so many people, and it's so many more people. I'm trying to like blend up here. It's so many more people. I'm doing it like in the phone. It's a little bit difficult. So I'm trying to look in the mirror too to make sure that it doesn't look like crazy. It's difficult to process that many people are losing their jobs. And the thing that's really frustrating to me, basically my whole makeup secret is just this, like a lot. But I don't feel like Congress is reacting to this like they should. I feel like they are insulated from the issues. They are insulated from the financial trouble that comes with this situation. And they don't have any understanding of the fact that people are like not gonna be able to pay their rent, and that this is gonna create a mass domino effect. Like, even if tomorrow, which it's not gonna happen tomorrow because they extended the social distancing, even if tomorrow everything opened and everyone went back out, like, first of all, people aren't just gonna go back out. Like, if everything opened tomorrow, I'm not gonna just like run to a restaurant or like run on a flight. This is also contouring. Oh, this is Wet n Wild. This is like the cheapest contour stick. It's like $2 at the store, the pharmacy or whatever. And I freaking love it. Like, I have a backup of it because it's my favorite, and it's really cheap and I really like it. And this is how I contour, like, for the dark spots. And then I use my Clarisonic to spread it all out. But yeah, Congress, like, so they sent everybody $1,200 in the United States, and that was good. But hopefully this sound is not too annoying because I cannot do this for this. It takes forever. But I don't feel like they are getting like how drastic this situation is, and how, like, from my perspective, it seems like they are too rich to understand, because they probably don't live paycheck to paycheck. And the fact that they're not in session, like they're not doing anything, and like they're passing stuff that helps like corporations instead of the working class, is just like, it's really depressing. And it's why we need progressive politics. It's like why I'm so passionate about what I do. The one thing that I will say is that with so many people losing their jobs, a lot of those people are also losing their health insurance. And that's awful, and I don't want them to go through that. But I hope that it gives people perspective so that they realize why your health insurance should not be tied to your job, because it shouldn't be tied to your job. It's ridiculous that we do it that way, and we need Medicare for all. I'm gonna pause this to tell you we need Medicare for all. So, anyways, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Thankfully, I've been okay with my day job so far. But the thing is, like, people are losing their jobs who didn't think they would. Like, the first wave of people who lost their jobs was, like, the people you expected, like people at restaurants and stuff. But then it was like white collar workers, like people who work in IT for like Groupon and things like that. They also have started losing their jobs. And so see how it's like all coming together now with the 3 different colors. So those are people who thought that they would be insulated from crisis like this. And they also thought like if they ever got laid off, they'd just go find another job. And so they didn't need to worry about things like Medicare for all. And so my hope, like deep in my heart, is that people will come away from this with like a strong passion for Medicare for all. The only thing that's really frustrating is that like the 2 people running for president are both against Medicare for all. So it's not like we're gonna see this pass. there's this misconception that if enough people support Medicare for all, Joe Biden will start supporting it, but it doesn't work that way. Because he doesn't not support Medicare for all because people, like voters don't support it. He doesn't support Medicare for all because his donors don't support it. And so do you see the difference? Like, that's not going to change because the people who donate to him for these things are like for-profit hospitals and the for-profit health insurance industry, which, so I don't know about hospitals. I take that back. But the for-profit health insurance industry are donating to him because they don't want to see this system change. They want it to stay the same. And so that was the big thing for me on changing like how I felt about Joe Biden, was that it wasn't that he didn't think we could do these things. It's that he doesn't want to do these things. So do you see how like that's different? That's when I was like, I just don't feel comfortable supporting him. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure this is all blended. That's the secret. That's the other secret to makeup. Blend, 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 blend. When you're sick of blending, blend a little more. And if you're too tired to blend, get something like this. So you can make sure it like goes all the way down your neck and stuff. So, anyway, I'm hoping that all of these people losing their jobs is gonna make them realize that we need Medicare for all. But like I said, even if they, like 100% of people start to support Medicare for all, it doesn't even matter who we elect in November because neither of the candidates support it. And Joe Biden has actively said like he would veto it. I love how like he came out with a plan recently where he said that he would lower the Medicare age to 60, which was like in the media, it was like, oh, he's reaching out to progressives. He's reaching out to Bernie supporters. Do you know how completely ridiculous that is? Because, okay, first of all, Hillary Clinton like 4 years ago was ready to lower the age to like 50. So we're like taking steps backwards. And second of all, like a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters are young people. So why would we like be excited that when we turn 60 we can have health insurance? Sorry, this is the powder I'm gonna use. The thing is, even that move was like done for the insurance companies. So I'm gonna bake my face now, which I always get stuff on my shirt, so I usually don't wear like a real top for this. I usually have like a pajama top on. But so even that move was done actually for the insurance companies because they don't want 60-year-olds on their insurance rolls. Like they want them off. So it helps them have more profit. So it's not even something that actually helps liberals, which is like the infuriating thing. It's still, as usual, something that just benefits the insurance companies. So please stop saying that this is like his way of putting an olive branch to the progressive left, because it's not. Joe Biden is just such a disappointment. Am I right? Like he's so awful. He's so like corporatist, neoliberal, and he like says horrible things about millennials. Like he's like, oh, I don't have any empathy for them. Like that's horrible. Like everyone who likes Joe Biden is like, no, it's because he just like understands the common man and like all of their problems. And then like he just thinks young people are like this stupid nuisance that he is annoyed by. Like if it was up to him, we wouldn't even be Democrats. We would just not be, like he doesn't want us in the Democratic Party, which is why I'm like, okay, I guess I just won't be in the Democratic Party. I'm gonna use this bronzer, which I got from Ipsy. I don't know if you know what Ipsy is. It's like this subscription service where they send you makeup and they send you like samples every month for like $10. It's pretty cool. And I get a lot of new products. So I'm gonna bronze like powder where I put the creamer. Anyways, Joe Biden sucks. He does suck. And like anyone who tries to tell me otherwise, like they never have a reason beyond like, well, he does suck, but he sucks less than Trump. Like, great. I'm sorry, that wasn't my bar. That's not what I'm fighting for. I think the problem is like, people who like Joe Biden and me, we hate Trump, but we hate Trump for different reasons. So I'm gonna wipe this off, don't worry, it's called baking and it like sets it. They just hated Trump because he was like rude, and they probably hated that he was like sexist and all that stuff. That he like was racist and says mean things on Twitter. But they didn't really care that like he was against like climate change action. They didn't really care that he was against like raising the minimum wage or like opening up our borders more for refugees. Like that wasn't important to them, and they definitely don't care about like healthcare. And so of course they're happy with Joe Biden. Like that's enough for them, but it's not enough for me. I'm gonna use this blush in my like broken compact that I'm gonna show you that I got because it's actually, the name of this blush is called Orgasm. It's supposed to be the perfect color that like goes with everybody's skin tone, which has been really important because after I dyed my hair red, I realized that I had to completely like alter a lot of the things I did for my makeup to make sure that it matched my hair. So I'm gonna put some blush on. Also, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about really quickly was that I did an interview with this progressive news site called Progressive Insider, and I will link the interview below, and it was super fun. And I got to talk to them for like 45 minutes, and they kept the whole thing. And I got to talk about like Medicare for All and like why I started this YouTube channel and why progressive politics are so important to me. And it was just cool to have like a really long, in-depth conversation. So I hope you'll consider checking that out. All right, so I'm gonna wipe off this powder. I know it was probably bothering you because it bothers me and it's my makeup routine, so. All right, you see how everything is like blending together, but it's still like, I just wear long sleeves and then it's not a big deal that my hand doesn't match. So, all right, I'm gonna put some eyeshadow on now. I actually usually use like my bronzer for my crease. I'm gonna do that really quick. It's kind of hard to do in my phone camera. So let me just do that really quickly. Sorry, the light gets messed up when I move over like that, huh? Sorry. All right, and then I got this from Ipsy. It's like a eyeshadow palette, and it's got hemp in it. So, I mean, I haven't noticed any difference for my eyes, but I'm just gonna use like these two colors. I use these like every day because they just are nice neutrals, and they kind of go with whatever hair color I have, which is good. So anyways, one of the things that we talked about on the Progressive Insider interview, which I thought was really interesting, is like this idea that you can really be an activist and you can really like impact politics and impact the world and impact change from your house. And a lot of people are realizing that now because they are stuck in their house because of social distancing, because of the coronavirus. So we talked about like, I have a chronic illness. I've had a chronic illness for like, well, I mean, I was born with it. It's a genetic illness, but it's been really affecting my life since I was 29 and I'm 36 now. I'm gonna use this highlighter to do the inside of my eyes and a couple other places. And so I've had to kind of adjust my life and set it up so that I could do like feel like a contributing member of society while I'm at home, which has been really like, it's gotten progressively easier over the years because technology has made it like so much better. Like I can make YouTube videos and post on social media. And so a lot of people like to talk crap about people who like post political stuff on social media, and they're like, oh, you're not really doing anything. Like you're not actually out in the world. But I counter that by saying that, you know, there's a lot of people in Russia who would tell you that they won our election with their post on social media. So, you know, Facebook is important, and if you're not understanding that, then you're just not understanding like how the world has changed. Twitter is important, and it's important for progressives to talk about how they feel about things and talk about like Medicare for All and the Green New Deal on those platforms, because those are your like inner group of people that actually know, many of them know you in real life, and they take you as a trusted source. And like a lot of times you might not change someone's mind, but there are people who maybe don't have an opinion on things or like haven't really thought about health insurance, and they see your stuff and they're like, oh, that makes sense. We should have universal health care, and like it shouldn't be tied to your job, and people shouldn't go bankrupt from medical bills. So then they see your post and they're like, they start to agree with you, and then they start to vote with you, and then, you know, you encourage people to vote. Like telling people to vote on election day is really important, and you can do that on Facebook. So I'm not in love with that highlight, so I want to find another one really quick. Oh, I forgot about this. my other eyeshadow palette that I really love. That was like really cheap on Ulta.com. I don't even know if they still sell it, but it's like good colors for my blue eyes. So I use this color a lot. I don't even know if you can still get it, sorry. But I'm just gonna like, see how much like more of a highlight that is. And then that makes your eyes look like pop on screen. So this makeup is like really good for photos. It's okay for on camera, but it's best if you're like looking straight on, because otherwise you can kind of see the lines. But if you're looking straight on, it like highlights the best parts of your face and like makes it look good. Probably I need to get like some sort of eyebrow pencil that like blends my eyebrows with my hair a little bit, because it was a little rough. All right, so I'm just gonna blend everything a little bit more to make sure that it's how I want it before I put my mascara on. And anyways, so I think people who like do activism from home get a bad rap from people who are like healthy or able to leave the house. But now that nobody's able to leave the house, like it's kind of a necessity. And you know, something I think about a lot, okay, hold on. Something I think about a lot is that Bernie Sanders had like massive like door knocking campaigns and stuff in some of the Super Tuesday states, and Joe Biden had nothing. He had like no money and no volunteers and nobody cared about him, and he still won a lot of those states. And I don't think he won those states because of social media. I think he won those states for a lot of other reasons. But I think like this idea that the only way to impact change in the United States is to knock on doors in person is misguided and kind of old-fashioned at this point. And I think that it's important for all of us, like progressives, to go and put ourselves out there in a way with people. You know, a lot of progressives I know are really fed up with social media, and they get really frustrated, and especially like people on the far right can be really cruel on social media, although I would counter that there are people on the left, like the moderate side, who've been really mean to me too. And I get that frustration, but like when you're putting your opinions out there, you are changing minds, and that's the way that we have change in this country. So this is the mascara that I'm obsessed with currently. I don't even know, like I don't even know what those words say. It says something lash extension mascara, Beyond Lash, I think. And it's by Thrive, and I got it in my Ipsy, and I've been using it every day. I don't even know where to buy it. Probably on the Ipsy website it would tell me, but I have to do this in the mirror because I can't see my eyes. That's good, right? I think it's good. So another thing is like finding lipsticks that work with my hair color. Like, are you allowed to wear pink if you have red hair? Like, I don't know. All of my lipsticks have been pink. I use Burt's Beeswax like 50,000 times a day. So I'm just gonna prep my lips with that. So what do you think? What color lipstick should I use? I'm gonna take my bobby pins out so I can get a better idea of how I look. And we're gonna add some lipstick. So anyways, I hope you guys are all staying safe. Oof, that's my bedroom. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, let me know and I'll make other ones with other makeup. Although I have to tell you, this is like pretty much my go-to. I mean, sometimes I change up the eye makeup, but I use this to like make sure it's, I don't know, I like it. And then I have this MAC lip gloss that's just called like Glass or something. I don't even know. But I've been wearing it since I dyed my hair red because I feel like it neutralizes my lips a little bit. If you really want to be cool, you just like put it in the center so it makes your lips look bigger. Sometimes I'll do that too. Sorry. So there you go. There's my makeup. I usually will have like a sweater on because I hate my arms and they're very pale. I'm very pale. Anyways, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make, and it was a little bit different than what I normally do. And I hope you'll check out the Progressive Insider interview. If you have topics you want me to cover, let me know. Leave them down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this, I really appreciate your viewership. And one of my videos coming up will be who I think that Joe Biden should pick for VP, and if there are any people that I think would change my mind and convince me to vote for him. There are a couple people. They might not be who you think, but I want to go through some of the options. He says he's not going to name anyone until July, so we have a little bit of time. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.